Switching tracks, the other big story we're tracking, former Tata Sons Limited chairman Cyrus Mistri's petition for a review of the Supreme Court's order last year, which backed his removal by the $100 billion sold to software conglomerate, will be heard in an open court on the 9th of March. Now remember, Tata Sons had replaced Mr. Mistry as chairman less than 4 years after he took charge in October 2016. My colleague Sukirti Dwivedi has the latest details.
This is a big significant development that has now come. February 15, an in-chamber proceeding had taken place, which was headed by a bench of, the bench was headed by the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, and had two other judges on the bench, which was Justice A.S. Bopanna as well as Justice V. Subramanian. It is Justice Subramanian who has dissented, saying that there are not enough valid grounds for us to look into this matter again, and that is why the review plea by Mr. Cyrus Mistry should be dismissed. But because the other two judges agreed to hearing this review plea, so finally this matter will be heard in an open court now on March 9th, and it pertains to a very important issue of how Mr. Cyrus Mistry had been removed from the position of executive chairperson of the Tata Group, and the Supreme Court had upheld that removal. But now the Cyrus Investments Group filed a review petition against that decision of the Supreme Court, and now this entire dispute will be reopened when the Supreme Court starts hearing arguments from both sides on March 9th.
Switching tracks to Karnataka, where vehicles were set on fire and isolated incidents of stone pelting were reported as tension spread in Shivamoga town over the murder of a member of right-wing outfit Bajrang Dal. Harsha, a 26-year-old Bajrang Dal member who worked as a tailor, was stabbed by unidentified persons around 9 p.m. last night. He was then rushed to hospital but could not survive. Police have arrested 3 people in connection with the murder case. My colleague Shrija reports from Ground Zero.
25-year-old Harsha was an only son. A tailor by profession, he was actively involved in Bajrang Dal activities. Though police say he has a tainted past and that most of his activities have been provocative, people in his neighborhood say otherwise.
Accused of past history, but whether the deceased as well as the accused both know each other, our investigations will be soon revealing it, whether they have previous enmities and all.
Okay. What about Harsha, sir? Anything about Harsha as well? Any complaints or history of that?
Yeah, some history, some small cases are there, but still we have to ascertain it.
ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಯಾವತ್ತಾದರೂ ಇಂಥ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿರೋದು. ಈ ತರ ಜಗಳ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಗುಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗಳ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಹಿಂದೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ, ಅದು ಯಾವತ್ತಾದರೂ
ಯಾವುದು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ನೋಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್.
ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ
ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗೋದು, ಹಂಗೆ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಹಂಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಕಾಗೋರು, ಈ ಥರ ಅದು ಭಯಂಕರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್.
The tension was palpable in Shivamoga's Azad Nagar after police fired tear gas to quell protests by residents. Vehicles were set on fire by protesters, shops vandalized. A battalion of police and rapid action force personnel were deployed and roads barricaded. Despite prohibitory orders, at least over 5,000 people took out a funeral procession for Harsha. There was mild stone pelting at Harsha's cremation, which took place as the police arrested 3 for the murder late Sunday night.
Large number of people taking out in procession. Now, how is that allowed, if you can explain to that?
It is not allowed, so we will take action for the violation of this particular sections.
The war of words over the murder continues.
मुझे लगता है एक साजिश है. साजिश करके उनका हत्या किया है.
ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಸಜ್ಜನ 22-23 ವರ್ಷದ ಹುಡುಗ, ಮದುವೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಗೂಂಡಾಗಳು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Ishwarappa is a very mad man. First sedition case has to be booked against him, and the BJP national leaders has to first sack him, because no one in this country can pardon him.
It's a very tense atmosphere as far as Shivamogga district is concerned. Nearly 2 people have been arrested and 3 of them have been secured by the police. However, the cops are not really able to confirm whether the accused have political links or not. But what we do know at the moment here is the police have clamped, especially section 144, to ensure no untoward incidents take place. However, they have ruled out the hijab controversy involvement, but what they do say is that confirm is that this could also be old rivalry. With DM Kumar, Shrija for NDTV in Shivamogga.
Meanwhile, in court, the government has added that hijab is not an essential religious practice. It also says the practice claimed to be essential must be mandatory and not optional. Further, it said dress or food cannot be regarded as essential religious practice. Now, the government also says only essential practice under right to practice faith. And interestingly, the court added if a dupatta is part of the uniform, can it be allowed? The government rebutted that the state gives complete autonomy to institutions on uniforms, but state's stand is no religion in uniform. The hearing will continue tomorrow. Switching tracks to battleground Uttar Pradesh, the war of words in the all-important Uttar Pradesh election has a new chapter now. A slanging match between the BJP and Akhilesh Yadav over Prime Minister Modi's terrorist choosing cycles dig at the Samajwadi Party's election symbol at an election rally on Sunday. Now Akhilesh Yadav has hit back, declaring that an insult to the cycle is an insult to the entire nation. With the election in Uttar Pradesh now moving to capital Lucknow and the eastern part, the political campaign may only get shriller given the high stakes.
साइकिल पे बम रखे हुए थे। जो बड़े नेता हैं वो बड़ा झूठ बोल रहे हैं। यहां समाजवादी पार्टी का जो चुनाव सिंबल है ना, उनका चुनाव का निशान है ना, तो शुरू में जो बम धमाके हुए वो सारे के सारे बम धमाके उन्होंने बम साइकिल पे रखे हुए थे। अब देखिए साइकिल पे बम रखे हुए थे। मैं हैरान हूं ये साइकिल को उन्होंने क्यों पसंद किया।
Outrage over the Prime Minister linking the 2008 Ahmedabad terror attack and the cycle, the pole symbol of the BJP's main rival in UP, the Samajwadi Party, during his UP election campaign.
साइकिल पे क्यों बम रखा गया? तो हर गरीब आदमी साइकिल चलाता है, तो हर आदमी आतंकवादी हो गया क्या?
Akhilesh Yadav fired back today, declaring in this tweet that an insult to the cycle is an insult to the entire nation.
जिन नेताओं की भाषा बदली है वो जनता का समर्थन नहीं पा रहे हैं और इस बार जनता ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी की खटिया खड़ी कर दी है, इसीलिए इनके बयान घटिया आ रहे हैं।
But this is not the first time the BJP has accused Akhilesh Yadav and the Samajwadi Party of terror links. Its topmost leaders have regularly used campaign speeches to claim Akhilesh Yadav and his party are terror sympathizers.
जब सुरक्षा बढ़ी है, काम हुआ है, तो ये जो कैंपेन हो रहा है, ये जिन्ना और पाकिस्तान और साइकिल और इस सब पे क्यों हो रहा है?
ये तो राजनीति है, राजनीतिक लोग इस तरह के वो लगाते हैं, ब्लेम लगाते हैं, मगर हमारे योगी जी की वजह से और मोदी जी की वजह से आज हम कहीं भी गुंडागर्दी नहीं देखेंगे आप, ना बम ब्लास्ट, ना कुछ तरह का।
UP CM Adityanath too made a derogatory reference to the cycle.
केंद्र में मोदी जी और प्रदेश में जब दोनों एक साथ चलते हैं तो बुलेट ट्रेन की स्पीड से विकास बढ़ता है। आपको बुलेट ट्रेन चाहिए या पंचर वाली साइकिल?
With such a contentious campaign on across Uttar Pradesh, it is perhaps a bit ironical that Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has been booked in a poll code violation case for giving bites to the media inside his polling station in Safai, of all things. With camera person Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
And to battleground Manipur now, where the poll-bound state, this is a make-or-break election for the Congress. A question for its political survival in the state and perhaps an opportunity of its revival in the northeast. My colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary brings us the latest report.
So when the BJP comes to Manipur and the RSS comes to Manipur, they come not with respect, not with understanding. They come with a sense of superiority. When I come here, I don't come with a sense of superiority. I come with humility.
Rahul Gandhi's direct attack on the BJP RSS at a poll rally in Imphal, signaling that the Congress may be down but not out. The grand old party that ruled Manipur for 15 years emerged as the single largest party in the 2017 polls. But the BJP cobbled up the numbers to form a coalition government. In the last 5 years, as many as 16 Congress MLAs have switched over to the BJP, leaving the party so depleted that it could put up only 54 candidates in the total 60 seats. Formed an alliance with the left parties and is looking forward to post-poll tie-up with smaller parties. Flashback to 2015 and Congress used to rule as many as 5 out of 8 states in the northeast. But now in 2022, they rule none. The BJP and its allies now rule all the states, and even as an opposition party, Congress has strength only in 2 states. But in Manipur, in 2017 elections, they emerged as the single largest party. So therefore, there is some hope left for the Congress. But former congressman and BJP's key strategist for Northeast, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, who was campaigning 50 kilometers away from Rahul Gandhi's rally venue, played down the Congress revival chances.
हम तो रास्ता में आ रहा था, कांग्रेस का गाड़ी जा रहा था राहुल गांधी का मीटिंग में, मैक्सिमम 6 से 7 गाड़ी और पृथ्वीराज जी का सभा में हजारों लोग, तो आज ही चुनाव का रिजल्ट डिक्लेयर हो गया ना।
Another challenge for the Congress, with many tall leaders gone, old guards still overshadow younger ones. 73-year-old 3-time Chief Minister Ibobi Singh is still the face in Manipur. Many wonder if this is his last election. In Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
And switching tracks, Lalu Yadav was sentenced to 5 years in jail and fined 60 lakh rupees in a 5th case linked to the fodder scam. The RJD leader was convicted in the case last week, but the case involves the illegal withdrawal of 139.5 crore rupees from the Dhurandhar treasury as part of the fodder scam that took place in the 1990s. Now, when Lalu Yadav was the Chief Minister of Bihar at that time, the 3-time Chief Minister was found guilty along with 39 others. Now, Lalu Yadav's son says his father is paying the price for attacking the BJP and the RSS.
अगर बीजेपी से हाथ मिला लेते लालू जी तो शायद राजा हरिश्चंद्र कहलाते। आज भाजपा और आरएसएस इन लोगों से लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं तो भाई सजा काट रहे हैं। तो लालू जी डरने वाले हैं क्या, या हम लोग कोई डरने वाले हैं क्या? लालू जी का साथ जो हो रहा है देश की जनता और बिहार की जनता देख रही है। लालू जी के साथ जो हो रहा है वो यूपी में भी यूपी की जनता जो है बीजेपी पर वार करने का काम करेगी।
News now from Andhra Pradesh, where the Industries Minister Mekapati Gautam Reddy passed away following a heart attack on Monday morning at a private hospital in Hyderabad. He was 50 years old, and Mr. Reddy returned to Hyderabad on Sunday after spending 10 days in Dubai for the Expo 2022. He also held the information technology portfolio. The Andhra government has declared a 2-day state mourning as a mark of respect for the minister.
Andhra Pradesh Industry, Commerce and Information Technology Minister Mekapati Gautam Reddy died this morning after a massive cardiac arrest. He was 50.
The state of Andhra Pradesh has very much inherent strengths and very strategic in terms of looking forward, in terms of when the government of India is looking to a $5 trillion economy. This is one of the critical states for taking the foundations for taking this forward to the $5 trillion economy.
Reddy had just returned after spending a week at Dubai Expo, promoting Andhra Pradesh as an investment destination, and had inked MOUs worth over 5,000 crore rupees. He even attended a betrothal ceremony last night. Reddy had reported that he had tested COVID positive in April last year and again just about a month ago. Doctors say higher incidence of heart attacks and strokes is being reported post-COVID even among those without any apparent risk factors.
We are seeing increased heart attacks and strokes following COVID. And it is affecting both men and women, young and old equally. The COVID is affecting even people who do not have any cardiac risk factors. And what we are seeing is that post-COVID, between 3 weeks to 12 weeks, persons are getting increased heart attacks. An average time of about 7 to 8 weeks is the time when people are coming up with heart attacks following COVID.
Son of former MP Mekapati Raj Mohan Reddy, Gautam Reddy was a suave, articulate and soft-spoken person who focused on fitness and loved outdoor activities. Many said the sudden death reminded them of the unexpected passing of actor Puneet Rajkumar in October. The last rites will be held in Nellore tomorrow. In Hyderabad with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.